Can a ventilator, tracheostomy, and PEG tube be removed at home with intensive care at home? If you want to know the answer to that question, stay tuned. I've got news for you. My name is Patrick Hutzel from intensivecareathome.com. And this is a question we get quite frequently with intensive care at home, whether a ventilator, tracheostomy, and PEG tube, can that be removed at home? So let's just take a very tangible example here. You might be watching this and your family member or your loved one, or maybe you yourself, you're stuck in ICU with Guillain-Barré syndrome, right? If you're stuck in intensive care with Guillain-Barré syndrome, with ventilator, tracheostomy, and a PEG tube, or even a nasogastric tube, you want ideally that weaning process to take place at home and not in an intensive care unit where quality of life can never be as good as in a home care setting. So therefore, with the right support structure, and what I mean by that is it has to be safe. Of course, taking a patient with Guillain-Barré syndrome or with any other conditions where a ventilator and a tracheostomy and a PEG tube can be weaned at home has to be safe. So what that means is there needs to be 24-hour critical care nurses at home, basically replicating an intensive care bed in the home. And there needs to be medical oversight, of course. A doctor, intensive care specialist, needs to oversee the weaning of the ventilator, and the tracheostomy needs to put in the orders. And the critical care nurses, will work hand in hand with the medical team. But it's all possible, it's all doable, right? And then ventilation weaning, tracheostomy weaning, and also PEG tube weaning or removal, after ventilation, tracheostomy are removed and weaned, and the patient can eat and drink again, then the PEG tube can be removed as well. But the same would be applicable with the nasogastric tube. Instead of the PEG tube, could also be weaned and removed at home, as long as there are critical care nurses 24 hours a day, also when there's a ventilator and a tracheostomy. So it's all doable and possible with the right mindset, and with the right support structure. It can never be unsafe, of course, but we've been looking after ventilated adults and children with tracheostomy with PEG tubes for many, many years, since 2012 here at intensive care at home. And it's the best for patients and for families that they can go home, improve their quality of life, and have the critical care nursing team coming at home instead of going to ICU. Families improve their quality of life as well, because they can stop, quote unquote, living in an intensive care unit. They can just go back to more normality when their loved one is finally at home, because they are more in control of what's happening. They're more in control of their own lives, which is what it comes down to. And it cuts the cost of an intensive care bed by approximately 50%. Keep in mind that the intensive care bed is the most sought after bed in a hospital. It's also the most expensive bed in a hospital, with around $5,000 to $6,000 per bed day for the cost. So once again, it's a win-win situation for everyone. Now, with intensive care at home, we are providing 24/7 critical care nursing, and we're replicating an intensive care bed in the. That means we're sending intensive care nurses and critical care nurses into the home 24 hours a day, predominantly for long-term ventilation with tracheostomy, and also for ventilation without tracheostomy, like BiPAP, CPAP. We provide tracheostomy care without ventilation. We're also providing home IV potassium infusions, home IV magnesium infusions, home TPN. We're also providing port management, central line management, peak line management, as well as Hickman's line management. We're also providing nasogastric tube management and PEG tube management at home. Like I said, we're also providing ventilation weaning and providing palliative care at home, and also IV antibiotics, like I mentioned. We're also sending our critical care nurses into the home for emergency department bypass services. We've done so successfully as part of the InTouch program at the Western Sydney Local Area Health District in Sydney, saving approximately $2,000 per patient that we keep at home instead of letting them go to ED. We're also in a position to cut the cost of an intensive care bed by around 50%. Intensive care bed costs around $5,000 to $6,000 per bed day. Our service costs between $2,500 to $3,000 per bed day. And we're freeing up a much needed and in-demand intensive care bed. We're improving the quality of life for patients and their families. So once again, it's a win-win situation all around. With intensive care at home, we're currently operating all around Australia in all major capital cities, as well as in all regional and rural areas. We are an NDIS-approved service provider all around Australia, TAC and WorkSafe in Victoria, iCare in New South Wales, NIISQ in Queensland, the Department of Veteran Affairs all around Australia. Our clients and we as a provider have also received funding for public hospitals, private health funds, as well as departments of health. We are the only service provider in Australia in 2024 that has achieved third-party accreditation for intensive care at home nursing. We have been achieving this level of accreditation since 2012. No other service provider has achieved this high level of accreditation in the community, and no other service provider has created more intellectual property for intensive care at home nursing than we have. It puts us in a position to employ hundreds of years of critical care nursing experience combined in the community. That puts us in a position to safely look after the highest security clients in the community in Australia in 2024. And if you're at home already and you're watching this and you realize that you don't have the right level of support, I will give you a very tangible example today. One of our first clients about 10 years ago was a client who was at home on a ventilator with a tracheostomy with a spinal injury. And he had a support worker model. Of course, support workers just can't keep a patient at home on a ventilator with a tracheostomy. That's like flying the airplane with the cabin crew instead of the pilot, because this client, like many other clients, was at high risk of dying. He was going in and out of ICU because support workers simply don't have the skills, the experience, and knowledge on how to look after a ventilator and a tracheostomy client. It is an intensive care and critical care nursing skill only, full stop. It's not even the skill of a registered nurse with general nursing experience. Eventually, this particular client found out about us, and we were proving our concept with this client very fast. When we worked with the client and we sent him intensive care nurses 24 hours a day, he never ever went back into ICU ever again, and he was safe. We can do the same thing for you if you're not safe at home, including the advocacy that goes along with it to get the relevant funding. We have always successfully advocated for our clients, otherwise we wouldn't be in business. This is also why we're providing level 2 and level 3 NDI support coordination. We have a team of NDI support coordinators and they have a wealth of knowledge. I have done an interview with one of our NDI support coordinators, Amanda Riches. There's a link to the interview with her in the written version of this blog. We're also providing TAC case management and WorkSafe case management in Victoria with Lucy McCodder. And if you are an NDI support coordinator or a case manager from another organization watching this, you're looking for nursing care for your participants, please reach out to us as well. If you're looking for funding for nursing care for your participants and you don't know how to go about it and what evidence to provide, I encourage you to reach out to us. We can help you with the right level of advocacy. We can also provide NDI specialist nursing assessments done by critical care nurses with a legal nurse consulting background. And if you are a critical care nurse and you're looking for a career change, we're currently hiring for jobs for critical care nurses in the home in Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, in Albury, Wodonga, in Bendigo, in Geelong, and in Warragul, all in Victoria. If you have worked in critical care nursing for a minimum of 2 years in ICU, pediatric ICU, ED, and you have already completed a postgraduate critical care nursing qualification, we will be delighted hearing from you. I do have a disclaimer though, because we are offering a tailor-made solution for our clients, which includes regular staff. Our clients want to have the same staff coming over and over again because they are so vulnerable and so special. That's why we need regular staff. So if you're looking for agency work where you're coming and going, this is not the right fit for you. We're looking for consistency and our clients are looking for consistency. So please only apply with us if you can give us regular and consistent availabilities for shifts. If you're really keen on building relationships with us and with our clients, you're welcome to apply. Otherwise, it ain't gonna work. And if you're an intensive care specialist or an ED specialist We also want to hear from you. We are currently expanding our medical team as well. We can also help you eliminate your bed blocks in ICU and ED for your long-term patients or for your regularly readmitting patients with our critical care nursing team at home. We're here to help you take the pressure off your ICU and ED beds, and in most cases, you won't even pay for it. Even if you do pay for it, it's much more cost-effective than what you're paying for in ICU and ED. And if you're a hospital executive watching this and you have bed blocks in your ICU, ED, and respiratory wards, please reach out to us as well. We can help you there fast and privately. We can help you there fast. And if you're in the US or in the UK and you're watching this and you need help, we want to hear from you as well. We can help you there privately as well. Once again, our website is Intensive Care at Home. Call us on one of the numbers on the top of our website or simply send us an email to info@intensivecareathome.com. And if you like my videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel for regular updates for families with intensive care at home and intensive care. Click the like button, click the notification bell, comment below what you want to see next, what questions and insights are from this video, and share this video with your friends and families. Thank you so much for watching. This is Patrick Hutzel from intensivecareathome.com, and I will talk to you in a few days. Take care for now.